Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This is Kenyan Revolutionary. I hope you're doing well in this Friday, whatever you are, Friday night, Friday evening, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, depending on where you are watching this, whether it's in Europe, Africa, Kenya to be precise. It doesn't have to be in Kenya. You might be in South Africa, somewhere. Karibu, whether you're in Asia, America, West Coast of America, different time zones in the world. Please, please, please. Karibu, karibu, karibu. Okay? So karibu, karibu, karibu. Grab a seat, grab a seat. It's going to be a long ride today. I might be staying here for an hour, less or more, depending how it goes. It's Friday, so we are just kicking it, kick back, relax your feet. Yeah? Kaa chini kama umetoka kazini tafadhali. Just enjoy, grab a drink, grab something to eat or something, whatever the case is. Tune in. Now, if you get a recommendation of this live or video or this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, you know the deal. Go ahead and subscribe, okay? Hit that subscribe button. Nibure. It's free. Just hit that subscribe so that every time, and put your notification on. So every time I come in and I go live, you can always catch me, okay? And you can join the discussion. I'll put the link in. So if you want to join the studio and have a discussion with me, ask me some questions, debate, talk, agree, disagree, that's fine. We'll listen to you, okay? As long as you're reasonable, you're not disrespectful, we'll accommodate you, okay? Now, if you're already subscribed and you're just joining, or you get a notification and you're just seeing my face and you're just joining, please go ahead and like the video. Like it. Not only that, please go ahead and share this in your Kenyan political WhatsApp group or whatever groups you are involved in, whether it's in Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case. All the social media platforms that you know, go ahead and share this video with your friends and your followers or whatever the case is, so let them know about Kenya Revolutionary. This is a platform that I provide for everyone to speak their mind. I am pro-justice. I am pro the Constitution. I am pro-human rights. I am pro-freedom, okay? So, yeah, and most of all, pro-free speech. That's why, and I will take a segue to this. I am so touched by this case that happened in Mombasa about this blogger who said something about Abdul Samad, whatever his name is, the governor of Mombasa. We know the story. The guy was violated. Let me use that word. Violated by Abdul Samad. And, he provided evidence. Well, basically, he said that the people who did that to him, when they were done, they got the governor online and he had his voice, So this is something that we should take seriously. So freedom of speech is something that I really do care about because it's not actually free. We, people who, especially people who are on the ground and are criticizing these leaders, they really take a huge risk, put their neck on the line, so to speak. So we have to salute the young folks who do this, men and women who make their governors, their representative, whether it's a president, senators, MCAs, MPs, whatever, ward leaders responsible. We have to really, 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 really salute them for their brave work that they do. Gypsy Corner, karibu sana, karibu sana, karibu sana. I'm glad to see you, my sister. As usual. Okay, join in. I'm giving you time. Come on, join in. We're about to tuko karibu kuanza. Shall I start? Okay, today we are going to do something unusual, unorthodox. We'll start with a video from Jacaranda. I know you're thinking these are not a bunch of serious guys. It's democracy. Let's hear some people. Well, sorry. When I say democracy, democracy means colloquially, when you say democracy, people think you mean the freedom of speaking freely. Okay? Democracy basically means the rule by the majority. What I mean here is freedom of expression, expressing your views and not worrying about something harming you. And I like this part. Come in, come in, come in. Again. Please, please come in, come in. Gypsy Corner is telling me, can you that's the violation I was talking about. And the twat wants to sweep it under the carpet. Absolutely. It is not something that we should take lightly. I think there should be more scrutiny put under what happened in Mombasa on this blogger, because what he did was unacceptable. I will not stand here and act like this is no. It can happen to any one of us. And I like what Nuru Okanga, who I do not share any political view with, but I like what he said, that if it can happen to that blogger, it can happen to anyone who speaks freely. So yeah, I agree. Like I say, I like the truth. If it makes sense, I will support it. If it doesn't, no. Nuru Okanga made sense when he said that what happened to that young blogger, that young man, was absolutely unforgivable, abominable, worthy of death to anybody who participated in violating that young man. Okay? This is not a laughing matter, and I'm not laughing about it. Okay? So Abdul Samwad, whatever his name is, the governor of Mombasa, needs to be taken and put under the jail. This is what needs to happen to him. And not listen to me very carefully. Anyone who does something to another human being, what was done to that blogger, if Abdul Samwad was responsible, and I heard his wife might be responsible too, this is what I advocate for, what should happen to them if they're found culpable in this whole thing. All those people and parties involved in that crime should be taken to jail, chained, and tortured. Torture them to death. I have no sympathy for people who choose to act like wild animals. We are human beings. Every book in the land that is written about human beings, the Bible, the Quran, or whatever the case is, makes it clear that human beings are higher than other beasts in the field. We have a spiritual component to us. We have morals. We can reason. So for you to be mad at somebody because they criticize you and did what you did to that blogger or vlogger, whatever the case is, you can argue that, yes, you're not happy about what he said, but you can take him to court, file a lawsuit against him or her. But what you did to him is not, there's no proportionality. Okay? And by the way, just because you're a governor, you do not get to decide what kind of punishment that young man deserved. Why didn't you just call him, have a debate, ask him, what's the problem? Why are you criticizing me? So Abdul Samwad, if you're found guilty, I propose that you get arrested and tortured slowly to your miserable death. That's what I want to happen to you if you are guilty. You, along with those young men that you allegedly sent to sodomize that vlogger. Abdul Samwad, you are a disgrace. Come out and speak clearly about this issue. And the Kenyan government should not stay quiet about this. This should be resolved by all means. By all means. Sorry, guys, I'm starting on something that I didn't even plan on talking about, but I had to mention it because it is important that we have voices. Even dissenting voices are important. Thank you very much, Gypsy Corner, for reminding me about this. Now, let's talk about the bloggers. What is happening to these, not bloggers only, but the protesters? Now, let's take it to the national level, because Kindiki, Kithure Kindiki came out and, say someone, I don't know. Let's get it. Let me start with my first video. Okay. As we go on, come in, make your way at home. We are just getting started. Okay. Make your way. Karibu, karibu. Just don't worry about it. Sit down. Kachini. Let's get it. Let's get started. Here we go. 20. Let's see what Kai had to say about this. Okay, let's go.
On my kicker tonight, it was the turn of Interior CS Professor Kithure Kindiki to say some of those very difficult things. Yes, so difficult that they're the kind of things you wouldn't say in front of your own character referee. Just listen to this.
Fact that somebody has been shot is not conclusive evidence that they have been shot by a police officer. It's not conclusive. Maybe there's a presumption that that bullet is the bullet of a police officer, but as a person who has practiced law for a quarter of a century, I can say this without fear of contradiction. The fact that somebody has died through a bullet where police officers were trying to control a crowd is not conclusive proof that that person has been killed by a police officer. And that's why the justice systems must help us establish the truth without shielding anybody. If a police officer went outside the law, they must be held accountable.
Now, if we had him right, the Interior CS is trying to suggest that some protesters shot dead by the police were actually not shot dead by the police. Simple as that. The suggestion here is there were guns other than those of the police that were in use during the deadly police killings. Now, Professor Kindiki did not submit to Parliament evidence to that effect. When it comes to police killings, and we can add mysterious disappearances, authorities in Kenya have always found themselves in that space between outright denial and straight-faced inaccuracies. It seemed to me that that is the space that Professor Kindiki found himself today as questions persist over the rampant killings of protesters in June. The Interior CS submitted a different body count. He said 42 people died. This contradicting the earlier figure of 61 given by human rights groups, which included the government's own Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNHCR. Whether 42 or 61 Kenyans died, the Kenyan reality is the June killings is not a matter that can be wished away. Those questions, just like those questions about Baby Pendo, will remain something of a national nuisance that just won't go away, especially for those from whom answers and accountability is required and expected. Accountability should, in the meantime, be extended to respecting the intelligence of ordinary Kenyans. Because when it comes to police killings, Kenyans have been treated to sometimes comical tales. At the height of post-election violence in 2008, I remember a police spokesman dismissing the gunning down of an armed protester, an incident captured on camera, as a computer graphics. It was a ridiculous argument, but one that was shamelessly sustained as the official explanation of the police to an execution that was captured on camera. Kenyans seemingly moved on, just the same way they moved on when chief government pathologist of the time, Jason Ndaka Kaviti, told them that assassinated Foreign Affairs Minister Robert John Ouko shot himself in the head, dead, set himself on fire, and then attempted to flee from the scene. That is the kind of yarn spinned by authorities when under pressure to account. And it's a culture that dates back to the 60s and 70s, where killings and disappearances are not explained. That is why, until today in Kenya, Kungu Karuma remains in Uganda. He traveled to Uganda. And that is why, until his body was discovered behind Ngong Hills, J.M. Kariuki was in Zambia. And that is why, if you believe this trail, some protesters shot themselves dead exactly 3 months and a day ago tonight. That's my kicker.
Where do I start? Kai makes a very compelling case, a reminder, a stark reminder of the history of the kind of bullcrap the authorities, the ruling administration of the time has been feeding the population. Blatant lies, downright disrespect. J.M. Kariuki was said to be in Zambia. Is it Gong Forest, whatever the case is? The Uko case. Said he shot himself, burnt himself, and all that stuff. Okay. And we were fed these things. Listen, this was not done to actually, it was not an attempt to try to convince you of what really happened or to give you an answer as to what happened. It was way away of the government passing a message that if you dare go against us, we shall do this to you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And we can give this bull answer to the public, knowing that the publics know that this is bull, but there's nothing the public can do because the people in power are so powerful that there's nothing that can be done. They cannot be held and brought into account. Thank you for reminding me, Gypsy Connor and Laban Masiani, about the death of Tom Mboya, who was killed too, Bishop Alexander Muge, Robert Ouko, J.M. Kariuki, and others, many others, so many that we can't even name. Some are nameless because we never heard about them. The families are mourning in silence because they were not big names. Just like the deaths that happened in 2007, the bodies that were being dumped in River Reala, the people who died in Kiambaa, the people who died in Naivasha, who were being brutalized and killed under the orders of the butcher of Naivasha, Uhuru Kenyatta, and Maina Njenga, the people who died in Kiambaa under the orders of William Samoei Ruto. No one will know the names, but the family members will feel it. To this day, we still have unresolved case of Msando. Remember the bullcrap answer they gave us about Msando? Baby Pendo, Baby Mora, Rex, and others. But you know what? You know what hurts the most? You know what's disappointing? We are willing to forget all these things because the people, the prime suspects of these murders and these atrocities are in power, and they are in a coalition, in a broad-based government of national unity, handshake with the leaders of our community, leaders who we perceive to be mythical figures, enigmatic figures that are bigger than life, big man syndrome. So we are willing to clap, applaud, and praise these murderous leaders because they are in a coalition with our own tribal leaders. You can even hear the Kalomas say that, oh, no, don't worry about it. We are in the government finally. We have our people killed. Our people have been killed, and you've never sought justice. Your people are getting killed. You never seek justice. The person that actually ordered their killings is now in a coalition government with your tribal chieftain. The tribal chieftain who told those young folks to go protest and risk their lives and pay the ultimate price. But your tribal chieftain, after getting there in that broad-based government, never even sought justice for those who died. Instead, he's sitting there cheesing it up, smiling. Oh, I'm going to AU. Oh, agwambo therengenye. Oh, now we are Nilots. Let's celebrate. We are Nilots now. Don't worry about Ruto. Ruto is not a killer. We are now Nilots. Let's now manipulate the whole thing. Start this fight with the Bantus. Or let's fight with the mountain people. Let's create this division, confusion, manipulation, corruption, illusion. Mnachezwa and you're watching. Good afternoon, Clean Black Sneakers. Nice seeing you, my sister. Kenyans forget easily because these politicians are bloodthirsty to succeed in their loots. Absolutely. You know what? It's not that we forget. Let me tell you something. It's not that we forget. We know. But like I say, we are willing to turn a blind eye because we think that the politicians that we support, when they get to a coalition government or some kind of agreement with these murderous thugs who are in power, we think that we shall benefit from that. It's like supporting a football team, Arsenal. Just because you're an Arsenal fan, now you think if Arsenal beats, wins the cup, Premier League or Champions League, you as a fan, you'll get something. While you don't get anything, you're just a fan. You'll having bragging rights, but nothing tangible, nothing helpful for you that can change your life. The players that actually play are the ones who are going to get salaries, bonuses, and all that stuff. And the Kikombe. And even them, once they leave Arsenal, they'll be just fans like anybody else. That's the problem. We in Kenya, we are easily divided along tribal lines, and we look at these politicians who have programmed us to look at them as if when they get at the helm, power, we get to reap the benefits of them being in power. But the reality is we haven't benefit anything from these people. We haven't. You think I'm lying? Okay, let me play you this. I'll play this. Come in, ladies and gentlemen. Look up, like the video immediately. Do not waste any time. Let me play you this. I like the speech by this man and the exchange that happened. It was in Jacaranda, but it was a wonderful exchange, in my opinion, because there was something to learn. Let's go.
Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Dennis Wanjala. Kitu ya kwanza mimi nataka kusema, songa umesema ukweli. Kitu ambayo imeweza watu wa Nyanza wasifanikiwe ni chama cha ODM. Na mimi nawaambia ukweli, ile siku watu wa Nyanza watarealize kuwa hii chama ni ya mabroka, hiyo siku mtapata maendeleo. Lakini saa hii mimi nawaambia, mnaendeleanga tu kutajirisha John Mbadi, Raila Odinga, Opiyo Wandayi. Wewe bado uko hapa Jacaranda. Mimi nataka kuambia hivi. Information to you, Mr. Speaker. Information.
Mr. Speaker, what are the standing orders of this debate on the floor? Number one, is the member in order to besmirch a particular community? Number two, when is the ODM being in place? ODM was in place in 2005. Actually, by then it was a movement. Then it was registered to party on an eve to election, Mr. Speaker. Is the member in order to besmirch a particular community based on the political party?
Ametaja Nyanza region.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ametaja Nyanza region.
Mr. Speaker, can the member here articulate very well the successful people in Nyanza? As far as I'm concerned, you are the most successful people in the world.
Mr. Speaker, we cannot allow him
Hakuna pale penye ameleta kabisa. Amesema Nyanza. Kitu yenye mimi nataka kusema ni sio Nyanza peke yake hii shida iko. In Western, hii chama cha ODM kimefanya hakuna maendeleo Western. Hii chama niliwaambia the best way hii chama kuifanyia 2027 ni kutembeza hii takataka yote nyumbani. Sababu acha niwaambie chama cha ODM kutoka 2007 mpaka sasa nihesabie kuna maendeleo. Hata barabara kunayo. Lakini kuna tu mtu mmoja peke yake ndio anafanikiwa kwa hiyo ODM. Mimi nataka kuambia wananchi watu kutoka Western na kutoka Nyanza, sisi tuungane. Information ama swali? Kwani hakuna stima wewe? Mimi nikiangalia kuja ndugu yangu. Member anasema kwamba ati ya ODM wanasema kwamba hakuna maendeleo ukichaguliwa na ODM. Kwani ODM imechaguliwa tu na watu wa Nyanza? Oparanya si alichaguliwa na ODM huko Kakamega. Yes. Mr. Speaker, it is not it is not in order for this honorable member to keep on talking about a particular party. That is a He's saying that ODM haijaleta maendeleo. Siku gani ODM imekuwa kwa serikali? Wacha kuangalia ODM inaleta maendeleo. Sasa wewe kwanza haujaipigia ODM. ODM has never been in government. Ameingia hapa amepata kama banki ya serikali imeshafanya. Bwana bunge imekuwa tangu tufungue bunge tunatoka hapa saa sita leo. Leo tulia. Neno. Bwana. Kwa nini nyuma? Member ako right kuongelea ODM because kuna members in parliament wako elected by ODM through ODM. Kuna governors wamekuwa elected na ODM. So those governors wanafanya kazi. So it's upon you watu wa ODM mkuje hapa mumwambie ya kwamba kuna governor fulani amefanya kazi hii na hii na hii. But yeye ya kuongelea ODM. Wewe kuja ndani umpinge na fact. Swali. Ukae chini. No, that's not partisan. That is not partisan. You are taking side. No.
Ametoka hapa ameliza mema moja kwa floor ati ODM hajaikuwa kwa serikali. Ningependa kuuliza hivi. 207 Raila alikuwa kwa serikali ama kwa serikali? Which means kwa serikali zote ODM ilikuwa kwa serikali. I saw him hard what Farage did when he was government. So many roads were so many corruption. But this has been Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want just to inform the gentleman on the floor. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want just to inform the gentleman on the floor. There's just one thing that I want to inform. He's blaming ODM on many things, and especially he's blaming ODM on lack of electricity in his village, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. The member of the floor is claiming that the problem of electricity in this village is because ODM, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the roads in this ODM. Speaker, I want to remind the good man from Uganda that order, member. The good man is from I always confuse those guys within Goma, so I was confusing him from Uganda. But all in all, that's not important. What is important, Mr. Speaker, is that it should be noted that John Mbadi was a former. Mr. Speaker, it should be noted that John Mbadi, Paranya, Hassan Joho, and the good man from Mugunja Kodwandai, all of them are not ODM members, but they are not. There's no ODM member. They resigned for them to be elected, to be appointed. So it will be clear that these individuals are not ODM members, and you must only blame your government that you elected. So you mentioned talking about ODM. This is the last time we are winning.
Since 2007 mpaka saa hii mimi nataka kuambia the only thing ODM imefanya ni only corrupt leaders. Na mimi nawaambia mtu kwanza, huyo mtu ananiambia alifanya maendeleo Kakamega, huyo CS wa nini Paranya is a corrupt person. Alibeba pesa alafu huko maendeleo yako anafanya anachukua ambulance kutoka mahali pengine anaileta na pesa. Wacha kushinda hapa kutuambia na walikuwa nakula Kakamega na Raila. Kitu yenye mimi nataka kuambia, nataka kuambia wananchi wanasema wewe bwana, hata siongei.
All right, it's a bit chaotic, even listening to it. Yeah, but anyway, let's go to our friend Makoure Kasmuel is back. He's been invited back to the talk shows. Like I said, he's trying to reinvent himself as he's going back to this default. He realized that asserting himself as the leader of
the sham cabinet was reshuffled. His president said that there, as far as he's concerned, there are no people who are missing, that there are no people who died from a protest. Suddenly, he showed up with a particular list. Now, earlier he said, remember when he was grilled earlier before the sham cabinet was reshuffled, they said that any police who was acting like that, when he was being re-interviewed for this role that he's playing currently, he said that police were acting on their own. Then suddenly he's here to say that he's now defending the actions of the police, saying that the police did not use any lethal force. Now we're asking ourselves, based even on the videographic evidence that we had, what did Rex Masai do? The boy who was shot by a sniper, David, whose brains were splattered on Parliament ground. For you to say that it was defending the country or a constitutional institution. Now, the state cannot grant or take away the right to life. It is above a building. It is above a constitutionally instituted premise. Now, our question now would be, then what did they do? Because if they were armed robbers, then we would say something else. But a lot of the people who are shot down by the police, because nobody died of the protests, when we were protesting for good governance. Yesterday, we were saying that we've seen now politicians start to wax lyrical on the internet, and they're saying all these kinds of things, and they now want us to have a conversation. The time we wanted to have a conversation, before any life was lost, they were busy mocking us. And then now suddenly they want to craft this story around the sudden politicians. Do you think a politician would have funded the things that we saw on the 25th? Now they've sat down, and it's their typical egotistical spiel where they think that everything revolves around them. that because somebody must have mobilized these youth and they think that it was one particular person. So we did not want to overthrow a government. We wanted to change the systems. But now it is apparent, even just depending on whichever Kenya you live on, any Kenyan who's present here knows that we either need a bullet revolution or a ballot revolution. Now that these bullets have been used against us, and now they've weaponized us, they've used the bullets, and now they still want to weaponize the ballot come 2027. And now that's why we are still saying that the pressure must be kept up. Yeah. That when we say Ruto must go, our clarion call has to be clearer, because the lives of the young people who lost their lives in parliament grounds must not have gone in vain for these politicians to come and talk such nonsense on television.
Okay. Nice little argument there, but the problem is, Makoure Kasmuel, sir. He's saying that the aim was not to overthrow the government, but to change the system, overthrow the system. I mean, not change the system, not to overthrow the government. I think he was reading from a different page. The aim was to overthrow the government so we can have the system that is in place that has been scripted by the Constitution. Okay? So this pinhead, Kasmuel, cannot pretend, okay, to be now he can see clearer and now he's the one who is blowing the clarion call. You can go fool some other people sometime, but not all the time. You're done. You're a charlatan. We're not buying any crap that you're selling. Take your suits and become a car salesperson or sell some freaking building somewhere in wherever you come from. We are not buying your bull crap. We wanted to remove Ruto because Ruto and his administration have great influence in the system that has been perpetuated since 1963. So you cannot change the system without removing Ruto, because Ruto is the very person who have bought off the legislative body, bought off the judiciary, bought off the independent institutions that we have. So you cannot remove him through any legal means, and you cannot say that you want to change the system without removing the very person who has these tentacles wrapped around the judiciary, the legislative body, and every independent body that's there that can be used to remove him. Okay, you have to look at the bull and take him by the horns and slaughter it in order to change the system of corruption that have been perpetuated since Jomo Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru Kenyatta, and now Ruto is going on with that system. So, Kasmuel, meet me with that nonsense. Take your coat and go sell some cars. Don't come here telling us about that nonsense while we see you rub shoulders with the very people who are doing these things to Kenyans. The Soros, the Gesa, with Millie Obiambo, the Mike Sonkos. So please, Kasmuel, peleka ushenzi wako huko. We are not buying this bullshit. Go ahead, leave us alone. Let Kenyans of real goodwill, the real revolutionary, take over and take out Ruto, Gachagua, and the administration and all the corrupt leaders that are holding positions, constitutional positions that are in Kenya. We are not taking your nonsense, Kasmuel. Go ahead with that nonsense somewhere else. I saw Mercy Touros is in trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble she is in, but I saw that she was in some kind of court where she was summoned by the court for not showing up or something, for somebody for whatever, holding something in contempt. Let me just see this clip very quickly. You see how these fake paid Gen Zs who are used to infiltrate the movement are behaving. You see them. Let me play you this very quickly as we continue going on. This is Mercy Touros, as somebody told me. I don't know. She's in court somewhere. I don't know, in Wasingishu.
Yes, Master, how are you? So the defense have played that will be coming here with some statements that have been making and publishing. They didn't publish. Publishing that are being spread to third parties to the public concerning the proceedings. That the statement that we are publishing and making outside are causing disrepute, meaning that they're tarnishing the process here. Yes, eh? So I want them to lay a basis for that first, then we get your response. Just address the question.
Yes, Your Honor. Here for the first and second. The witness is before court, courtesy of someone's request. I will ask you a few questions.
Just a minute.
Okay, as I wanted to highlight this by Chief Nergis, where she said that she exactly hit the nail on the head, saying Caswell is an alliance elitist who thinks will gain freedom by having meetings in suits in boardrooms. Absolutely, freedom. Any revolution will not be won at the boardroom. There's an interview that he gave in his suits saying that he aspires to become a representative, a politician, so he can bring change from inside and not from outside. But you can tell this idiot, this charlatan who pretends to, who's a pseudo intellectual, I can see through him, and he's hiding that. He's an empty suit. He's hiding through that because anyone who knows revolutions don't start from inside. Revolution starts from outside and goes and change what's inside. Okay, so he needs to learn his history. This young dumb fuck that's pretending to be a revolution leader. We need to call them out. We are not going to play around. Kenya must be freed and will be free indeed. Let me go ahead and play another whatever. But this is what's happening in Kenya. Let me go ahead and read as we go back in this Kindiki stuff. Listen, it's becoming murky because we are asking ourselves, the question have been started, and Kai started asking, who are really killing these protesters? Because I say this, if we are going to prepare for the next Mandamando, and this is my suspicion, let me put my tinfoil hat and I will sound as a conspiracy theorist, but excuse me, let me make my prediction and I will be proved wrong with time. Okay, this is what I want to say. The last successful Occupy Parliament movement, Mandamano, resulted into the fake cabinet change where people were moved around, some were fired, then the corrupt bunch from the ODM, the perceived fake controlled opposition, were, they were coopted to join this murderous, corrupt government. Okay, that was the result of the Parliament, Occupy Parliament movement on June 25th. Now they are starting to beat the drums again, and I think the next Mandamano is geared towards the change of the constitution. If you're looking carefully, listen to me. I told you, don't lose focus. It is the BBI that is being implemented. It is the BBI that is being implemented. They've accomplished two things already. They're going to the third one. Remember, they had 8 points that Wandai told us that they wanted. Number one was to reconstitute the IEBC, and they did so by passing a bill called the Amendment Bill. Sorry, the Electoral Boundaries IEBC Amendment Bill. So they amended it to change the number of commissioners, the select panel process, where it is not only the president that can choose the selection panel. Now the ODM folks, the Azimio folks, which is predominantly the people of ODM who have now joined the government are going to have the most say as to who is going to be the part of the selection panel, who are in turn going to choose who are the IBC commissioners. And guess what's the job of the IBC commissioners? It is the position of what is his name? Chebukati. The people, the governing body, the independent body, so to speak, who are supposed to oversee the process of the election. So, by choosing their own people, do you think these people shall read and count the votes in your favor, you revolutionaries? Heck no, they won't. They will be counting in their favor. So, once they chose the referees and they're going to choose their own IBC folks. Number two, they brought in the Oparanyas and all these useless people, the Hassan Johos, to join the Ruto's cabinet. Okay? Now, number three is to change, because remember, they cannot create these positions constitutionally until they change the constitution. And in order to change the constitution, we have to have a plebiscite. We have to go to a referendum. And in order to have a referendum, every Kenyan has to go to the ballot, okay, and make a choice. Choose, vote. Do you want the position of the prime minister to be created? Do you want the position for the official opposition to be created? Vote yes or no. And by the way, your vote won't mean squat, because remember, they have their referees who is going to count these votes. If you remember, Joseph Stalin famously said, it is not the people who vote who decides an election. It is the people who count the vote are the ones who actually matters. So you might vote in droves, choosing to reject this constitutional proposition that they will put forth. But they are IBC commissioners, IBC agents. You know, now they will have mobile. Remember, under the new amendment, they will have mobile voting poll stations. Okay, so they will rig in their favor, and the constitution shall be changed, because Raila knows he does not have a degree. He is not qualified to become the AUC. This is all jokes. He's enjoying your taxpayers, flying around in New York, flying around in China, flying around in Germany. Listen, focus. So don't buy this regarding Gachagua nonsense. Let me put the link in for anyone and everyone who wants to get in. I'm here today. We can do a marathon. Let's do it. Like Nipsey Hussle used to say, this is a marathon. The marathon continues. Let's go. Let's go. I'm putting the link for anybody and everybody who wants to be part of this. You can discuss anything you want to discuss. If you want to talk about Adani, you want to talk about whatever, as long as it's Kenya politics, here is the link. Go ahead. You can join the studio. You are more than free. Let's go to some tweets while I do that. Let's go to Miguna. He says something that I think was very, very interesting. Let's go and watch it. Look at it. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. I'll start with the first one here as we go to Miguna's tweets. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you will. Okay. It's free to do so. You won't be charged. Free of charge. Free of charge. You won't be charged. All right. Miguna. Let's see. Here's the first one. Successive Kenyan presidents, their families and cronies have plundered, correct word, Kenya dry, destroyed our public health sector like they have done to all others, because they can afford high quality medical care abroad, like Despot Uhuru Kenyatta is receiving in Boston currently, while 56 million Kenyans die in pain without proper medical care. This is one of the main reasons why we must defeat and remove Ruto from power and transform Kenya. It's urgent. By the way, I don't know if this is true, but there's some people posting that Uhuru Kenyatta is in dire health conditions. He's like kind of nika karibu kutuacha. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. Yeah, somebody confirm it. I don't know. There's two bloggers that I've seen, 2 or 3 bloggers that are blogging saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is in dire health condition. He's not doing good as far as health is concerned. And yeah, so I don't know. I actually don't wish him well. Sorry. I don't wish him well. I don't wish him death, but at the same time, I don't wish him well. Uhuru has brought us a lot of pain. Yeah, but I won't get there because it is what it is. People die, people get health issues. So I'm not going to dwell into that. They say it's not, don't celebrate when somebody's down. I won't say much about him, but I don't really wish him well. Fuck him. Moving on. So anyway, yeah, so we'll say anyway, this is a second tweet by him, by Meguna Buna say, since Ruto is determined to divide Kenya along ethnic lines and elevate Kalenjins above all others, maybe it's time to make all Kenyans indigenous languages national languages, okay? In South Africa, they can use indigenous languages in parliament. They do so in many other countries. Kenya want equality and equity, not discrimination and tribalism. What's your view? You can tell me your view, whatever you are. Oh, shit. Okay, right. Anyway, there's another one that actually caught my eye. Let me see. There's one that actually really. Here it is. This was regarding yeah. Why is Ruto and his thugs this incompetent? No Kenyan buys the nonsense that Rigathi Gachagua is the one who planned, organized, and executed the Genzote protest in June 24th. They blame the Ford Foundation, William Mutunga, Boniface Mwangi, Jimmy Wanjigi, and yours truly, Miguna Miguna. Kenya, who protested and will continue to protest until his criminal regime is removed from power, are educated, conscious, organic, and capable. It's just a matter of time before the mother of all protests erupt. That's what Miguna said, okay? That is what he said about this whole what's the whole what is it called? Oh shoot, I can't even speak. Anyway, about the Ninio. About yeah, about now I told you once Rigathi is removed or is perceived to be even if he survives, you can see the tribal games that they're playing. Gachagua will probably join forces with Kalonzo Kamsioka. It's part of the plan. You think I'm joking? Let's look at this. Join in if you want to join. I'm here. You can come talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. Here is Gachagua and hold on. Sorry about that. This is not what I wanted to play. It's the other one that I wanted to play. Are you ready? Okay. Right. Here it is. Kamsioka, another chieftain, tribal chieftain.
Basi kwa kifupi, the moderator said it all. I want to thank you for that powerful message. Go tell John. Hayo ni matamshi yake Bwana Yesu Kristo. Because John was in prison, matatizo mengi, and therefore was doubting, as a moderator has told us, ingawaji alikuwa amembatiza Bwana Yesu Kristo mwenyewe, but he was wondering, are you the one? To answer, he did all those miracles. And he said, go tell John. My message to the people of Nyeri is go tell hawa wazazi that God is still on the throne.
that.
Go tell Governor Kahiga and people of Nyeri, people so strategically placed between the Abadayas and Mount Kenya, prime land. Mheshimiwa Kieni, go tell the people of Kieni, I'm still God. Wazazi hawa ambao wanalia.
Hey, Kolonzo, go tell Raila, both of you can F off.
Mengi, we've seen some of them break down. Jesus is telling you, go tell. Difficult as it is, I'm still God and I'm on the throne. I want to tell Deputy President Rigathi, go tell Rigiji, God is on the throne. As we bury these children, and without going into the political issues of the moment, which are weighty, Hawa, Mheshimiwa Gachagua, are your grandchildren, a lot of them. Watoto wetu wachanga sana. Uchungu mwingi. I liked what the area member said. Let's not ask God questions. Let's pray. We have a nation to mold together. I never like pretense. There is tension in this country. Political tension. So moderator, to obey Kenya. But when the moment comes, aliyekuwa makamu wa rais, mzee amelala, Mwai Kibaki will always be there for the people of Nyeri. Tutakuwa nanyi bila uoga, bila chuki, mambo ya changamoto kubwa hizi. Tutakuwa pamoja, na nchi ni kubwa kabisa kushinda sisi zote. Kwa hivyo heshima pia wahenga walisema sio utumwa. Heshima Kenya hii sio. In fact, Mheshimiwa Governor Kahiga, ukiniruhusu, because for the respect of these little ones, I want to agree, will not say much more here. Lakini kitoka hapa, uniruhusu Governor, usitume askari na tear gas, nitasimama Nyeri town na nitasimama Karatina. Kuna mambo muhimu sana ya kuelezea watu wetu wa Nyeri. May the good Lord rest the source of these little angels in everlasting peace. Amen.
Thank you very much, the former Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka. We have not forgotten that you stood with Mwai Kibaki when it mattered most.
Bwana Kinyo, because Mheshimiwa Waziri wa Elimu, I handled Changoli tragedy when I was the Minister for Education, like you. Those were secondary school young children. It was tragic. Then we came up with this amazing approach kwamba katika all the school dormitories, jameni msikubali milango ifunguliwe kindani. Iwe inasukumwa nje, at least watoto wanaweza kuescape. PS Sang, I think you are following on these issues. So this is important. But I also suggested that this school, because of what Governor said, we will also stand with this school and the parents of this school. I was going to propose a name in memory of these little ones here, Hillside and Darasha Memorial School. Tukumbuke hawa watoto forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kabla sasa nimuite waziri wa elimu, I want to just thank you for coming. And I will tell you a very simple thing, that we as a community are not known to stand and look at things For every action, there will be a reaction. That's all I want to say. For every action, there will be a reaction. It is that simple. There will be no more to say. Mine is to say that now, with a lot of humility and respect, I want to invite waziri wetu wa elimu ambaye nilisema he came even to Hillside, has been with us. His officers have been with us. Mheshimiwa Migosi Ogamba, karibu.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Governor. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua.
Shut up. Anyway, that's Kalonzo basically warming up. Like I said, this is a game that's been played, tribal alignments, because they understand that when Kenyans come together, they shall be very effectively can retire all these clowns that have been
today atakuwa anatupatia sababu ya yeye kuchelewa.
This is Kioni giving his views on what's going on. Kioni is like the Jubilee, last left Jubilee, or what's left of Jubilee.
Alituma message mapema sana akasema I'm on my way. Ama yeye pia ameanza kuwa mtu wa vipindi. Hey.
Credits to Maisha Radio. I'm using their video for education purposes.
Tumetenga muda. Anyway, at least you've made it.
Zamia mpango mzima wa maisha.
Nasema ni kipindi. Tuliposema ya kwamba kitu ya kwanza kujadiliwa kule Bomas ilikuwa jambo ya gharama ya maisha.
Okay.
Sisi kama wanaazimio tulikuwa tumekubaliana ya kwamba hakuna mazungumzo yataendelea kama gharama ya maisha haijashuka. Na mimi mwenyewe ukaniona nikitembea dunia hii na sufuria kwa kichwa. Na watu wengine wakaniita mguruki. Na nikasema ni sawa tu, kama utaniita mguruki na ushukishe gharama ya maisha wa Kenya, haijalishi. Na kabla tuende bali, tukaona hii hata mazungumzo sasa ni kama lazima tuendelee na yale mengine na jambo la gharama ya maisha chini. Hiyo nikasema hii ni kipindi.
Okay.
Tukaenda kuandika ripoti. Ripoti ikaandikwa, mambo yakaandikwa, mambo mengine ambayo sisi wenyewe hatukuwa tumeyakubali, tumeikuta pale kwa ripoti. Kama kusema ya kwamba muda wa Senate uongezwe kutoka miaka 5 mpaka miaka 7. Na ndio nikaanza kusema hii tena ni kipindi. Tukasema kuna sheria 9 ambazo zinatakana zibadilishwe ili angalau mambo ya Wakenya ionekane yakiwa sawa. Sheria moja tu ndio iliwekwa maanani. Na ile sheria ni gani? IBC. Na mpaka wa leo hatujamaliza. Zile zingine zimewekwa kwa shelf. Ndio nikasema tena hiyo kipindi. Bas vijana si wameangalia, wametuona, wakaona sisi ni watu ya vibidi, wamejitokeza wenyewe, wamefanya maandamano, maji mkononi, bendera na simu. Raundi ya kwanza wameenda na waonekana kweli hawa sio wale wanaazimio, hawa ni watu ambao wameamua na wana mambo ya chama, ukabila, age na kila kitu. Na pale kutokea jambo na wakatuambia tumeongozwa na baba asanti, kaa nyumbani, wacha tusukume haya. Lakini mara moja baba ametokezea na kitu tumeona sasa ni nini? Broad based government. Broad based government imekuja, imempa William nguvu. Sasa vijana pia Gen Z wakapigwa kipindi. Na pale sisi wanaazimio wale ambao ni vigogo wa azimio wakasaidia vijana kupigwa kipindi. Si tumerudi uwajani, broad based government imekuja na watu bado wanaendelea kulalamika kwa sababu tuliona maafa mengi, abductions, missing persons. Jambo lilikuwa la Gen Z likaingia kwa familia. Na hasa hawa Gen Z mimi nikiwako mmoja wale walifuatwa, tukaambiwa kwamba sisi kutoka mlima ndio tulikuwa tunafanya financing. Lile jambo likajaribu kusukumiwa watu wa mlima na likaonekana kama halikai vile wangetaka. Yale misukasuko walikuwa wanataka yatoke kule milimani haikutokea. Impeachment. Nini kipindi gani ingine tunaweza weka juu? Impeachment. Ndio sasa impeachment ya Gachagua imeletwa na umeona Gachagua mwenyewe ameanza kuzunguka kwa mlima, amesugua kusema kijana wetu anasukumwa anafanya nini. Na ukweli wa mambo ni haya. Gachagua na wale wengine wote ambao wamekuwa wakisema ya kwamba wameongea na rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta na amewasamehe kipindi.
Okay, na jana ulikuwa unasema hakuna mtu ame have conversation na former president Uhuru Kenyatta.
Hamna.
Alright. Gachagua alisema kabisa kwenye runinga mbele ya watu kwamba ameketi na rais
kipindi. Jambo la kutembea na jina la mama Ngina Kenyatta kipindi.
Kwa hivyo you can categorically state kwamba Gachagua hajazungumza na former president.
Tarehe 25 mwezi wa 9 asubuhi mapema. Jua haijachomoza kwa sababu kunaonekana kama kuna mawingu kidogo. Mchana hamna yoyote kati ya wale wote ambao wamekuwa wakisema wameongea na rais mstaafu ama mama Ngina mwenyewe kuhusu matamshi yao pale beleni, matusi na mambo pia kuhakikisha kwamba jamii hasa ya Mount Kenya wamekosa kumsikiza rais mwenyewe ambaye amefanya vile. Hicho ni kipindi. Jambo la kusema ya kwamba Gachagua anateswa na Ruto vile Uhuru alitesa Ruto, hiyo ni kipindi. Huo ni uongo.
Kwa nini nasema ni kipindi?
Kwa sababu Uhuru hakumtesa Ruto. Ruto mwenyewe aliamua akasema sasa mimi ninaenda safari hii. Uhuru akajaribu kuambia wacheni mambo ya kutangatanga. Kujeni kwa ofisi tufanye kazi pamoja. Wakati wa siasa ukifika tutaifanya. Na hayo mambo yote ni mambo mko nayo katika.
Lakini kwa hivyo nataka kusema wakati ambapo
kidogo nimalize vipindi yangu.
Okay. Maliza.
Kwa hivyo hiyo ni kipindi. Na kwa sababu wanaona ya kwamba Wakenya ni kama William sasa ameona atasubua mlima na njia gani. Kumbuka kabla hii kipindi kwanza ya impeachment ilikuwa kusema Kidiki ndio kingpin. Sio wa Mount Kenya yote, lakini alikuwa wamemteua kingpin wa Meru, Embu na Tharaka. Wakaona lile jambo halikusonga vile walitaka. Wakalileta West. Wabunge 48 wakaenda kule kwangu Daragwa. Wewe jiulize kwa nini walienda Daragwa kusema yale. Ujiulize pia, soma vipindi. Na nilikuwa nataka kufanya press conference pale walifanya
hapo Daragwa.
Niwaambie hii kipindi msituletee hii mambo ya kutubeba ufara hapa Daragwa. Wakapeleka kipindi kule. Sasa wanataka kujimfanya kingpin wa Mount Kenya yote. Muone kipindi wakaona tena haigiani vizuri. Naye Gachagua ndio huyo ameruka amesema tena ule ambaye alikuwa anasema yeye si kingpin ameenda nyumbani na amestaafu. Sasa amekuja amesema Uhuru ndio kingpin. Hizi ni vipindi tunachezwa tu Mount Kenya. Wameanza kuongea mambo ya impeachment. Wanaelewa ya kwamba Ruto mwenyewe hana numbers za kuimpeach Gachagua. Gachagua hana numbers za kuimpeach Ruto. Kwa hivyo tutachezwa hiki kipindi Mount Kenya mpaka tuonekane na nini. Lile nzito ni nini? Kuna kura milioni 7 hapa mlima. Na zinaonekana ni kama watu wameuthika hivi kwamba haijalishi tena ni nani yako katika debe. Jabo tu tumuondoe mtu anaitwa William Samoei Ruto. Nayo kazi ya William Samoei Ruto ni hili. Ni njia gani, bidu gani nitatumia kuhakikisha kwamba hizi milioni 7 hasiigii kwa debe moja. Siibie kwa debe 3, debe 4. Leta Kidiki, leta Nyoro pale, hata Gachagua asaidiwe asimame, wengine tusimame na Kalonzo. Hakikisha kwamba wingi wa kula za mlima
imekuwa divided.
Hayo yote ni mambo ya vipindi. Na mimi mwenyewe namwambia mtu mheshimiwa Gachagua. Kama yeye ni deputy president na yeye ndio deputy president, kulingana na kwamba hivyo ndio walitangaza. Hakuwa deputy president wa Mlima. Hili jambo ambalo analisema kwa Mlima, atembee aende Kenya mzima. Kwa sababu vile sasa wameanza kulichukua, ni jambo wananisukuma ni kama sisi watu wa Mlima, na alisema shareholders, na unajua shareholders, na mimi nataka Wakenya kutoka makabila mengine yasikie. Shareholders haikuwa Wakikuyu ama Wameru wa Embu. Shareholders ni Gachagua na timu yake. Wale unaona wakitembea kwa jukwaa, hawa ndio shareholders wa parastatus jobs na makandarasi. Kwa hivyo kusema sisi shareholders, hamna kile tumeona kama sisi ndio tulikuwa tunaambia shareholders. Na sisi ni Wakenya kama Wakenya wale wengine. Mambo ambayo yanatukera ya elimu ya ya afya ya ndani na kila kitu yanatukera kama Wakenya.
Okay.
Na asije akaleta siasa ambazo zitafanya sisi watu wa Mlima tutengwe na Wakenya wengine. Mambo ya ile ilikuwa inaitwa 41 against 1 ianze kujileta na njia nyingine mpya na upya, na asome William Ruto kichwa yake. Wanaishi pamoja. Na Gen Z kutoka sehemu zote wamesema walikuja pamoja, wadoke pamoja. Kama ni impeachment ya wote wawili. Okay. Na sisi wengine already tuko kotini kusema nini? Okay. Impeachment, hii ni jambo linataka lieleweke.
Yeah.
Article 1 of the Constitution. We can exercise the power directly or indirectly through our elected representative.
Okay.
So our elected representative are our agents. Hawa ni agents wetu. Na nguvu ambayo umempa agent, unaweza ukaichukua wakati wowote na ukafanya ile kazi ambayo ulikuwa umepatia agent. Ni kama agent wa nyumba. Unampa nafasi ya uokote rent.
Lakini wewe mwenyewe unaweza kuja pia uchukue.
Unaweza kuja uokote rent mwenyewe. Sasa hili jambo la kuwa impeach wale ambao wako ofisini na wameenda kinyume cha katiba, sisi kama wapiga kura tuliwapatia wale wambunge. Wale wambunge tumeona haya kwamba hawawezi.
Okay.
Sasa sisi wengine wameenda kotini kusema IEBC tengeneza referendum ya sisi ambao tulikuwa tumewapa wabunge jukumu. Tupige kura ya impeachment kwa wao wawili na serikali yote ya William.
Kwa sababu au ni kina nani? Au ukisema ambao wameenda kotini kina nani hao?
NGOs, political parties, opposition. Kesi ilikuwa kwa jana jioni, jana asubuhi. Next mention on 29th October. Kwa hivyo hili jambo la impeachment sio la jambo ambalo linatakana kusubua watu wa Mlima. Watu wa Mlima pia wanasema impeachment kama ni ya wote wawili hawana sababu, hawana shida. Pia usije ukaanza kumshiba mwenzako hili kwamba mko pamoja, mlikuja pamoja, shida iliyoko ni yenu nyinyi pamoja, impeachment ni yenu nyote pamoja. La mwisho ni hili. Kuna wale ambao walisimama na UDA kwa Mlima. Na utaona ndio wako katika zile jukwaa za impeach, don't impeach. Wale pia wanasikia uzito wa Wakenya, hasa watu wa Mlima, ambao wamekihama chama cha UDA, wamemhama Ruto. Watajaribu mbinu zote zile ambazo wanaweza pata, ili kujaribu kuona kama wanaweza kubalika tena. Na kwa wale Wakenya waliwapigia kura, wajilete kwa gozi nyingine, wapigiwe kura. Kwa hivyo hii ni personal preservation, personal survival for each and every person ambaye ako UDA. Uwaja wa vipindi ni wapi? Mount Kenya. Sisi wakaaji wa Mount Kenya tujue ya kwamba hiki kipindi sio cha mwisho. Watoto wetu wako nyumbani, hawana elimu. Yesterday we had demonstration in Nyandarua na Nakuru on education. Mili ya watu ambao walikufa bado yako mochari. Hatuwezi tukachukua. Hatuwezi gharamia mambo ya hospitali. Adani Airport ikienda, hiyo ni ya Wakenya, imeenda yote. KICC ilikuwa imeuzwa mpaka jana, koti imekataa iuzwe. Na ilikuwa inauzwa hata watu hii monument ya Jomo Kenyatta itolewe pale. Haya mambo yote KICC, mimi ninauza maziwa, KICC kameuzwa. Bomas mnunuaji,
lakini mahakama iliamua jana kuhusiana na
act jana.
Okay.
Na hilo jambo lilikuwa limepelekwa kotini na kina nani? Azimio. Sisi.
Okay.
So we won yesterday and we continue fighting this battle. Na kama unataka kuongea jambo lolote, tuambie mambo ya zile shida ambazo zinawakumba wa Kenya, tuondolee vipindi vya impeachment.
Okay. Kwa hivyo nasema haya yote ni vipindi. So what you...
Okay, so this is like a personal... No, I don't. I don't buy anything this Kioni guy is speaking about. Now, as you can see, he's basically Uhuru Kenyatta bus boy. Now he's talking about, oh, hizi vitu vyote tunafaa tulete kwa referendum. I told you, he's part of the Azimio. So Nluambia party, their next step is to go for a referendum to change the constitution. That is what they want. Do you know now Kioni? Kioni is pretending. Let me show you what Kioni's position is. Kioni's position is to pretend that he's the reasonable voice out of the Mount Kenya region leaders. Oh, nani Gachagua is wanapigana na Ruto yoni shida yao, but you know what? No, hizi shida as you know, hizi shida si zetu. Okay, to referendum. I told you, all of them are listen to me. They're gunning for the referendum so they can change the constitution. Excuse me. Cheragei, sinunaona Cheragei ameleta ile bill ya term limits. That will be including in the referendum that wanataka kuleta. Sinulisikia Omondi. Nani anaitwaje? Yule nani Eric Omondi. When he started talking about, oh, we need to change the referendum so that we can get rid of, wanajifanya ati wanataka referendum to bring the things that you think you want. At easy kiti za MCA governors to remove. But the thing is, they want you to, the point is, wanataka kupeleka kwa referendum. Because in this referendum is where you shall have questions of whether you want this new offices that they want to put in there. Na hapa kwa hii referendum itakuwa pia ile swali ya kuongeza hiyo term limits ambayo unasikia Cheragei akipiga makelele. And in that referendum ambayo huyu Kioni is talking about, it's not about hiyo thing unasikia ati sijui ya kutoa Ruto. Na hii referendum ni ya kutengeneza ninio positions for Ruto, Raila, Uhuru and everybody else. Kalonzo, wale watu ulikuona kwa NADCO hapo. Why do you think Raila and Ruto agreed on the NADCO report, which the court said it was not anchored in law? But they so want to push it, and they've already pushed it. They've already implemented it. As I told you, the IEBC amendment bill was part of part of NADCO recommendations that they discussed at the Bomas, and it has already is law now. Ukaanza kusikia. I told you to connect the dots. Eric Omondi and Jimmy Wanjigi are like this. And Eric Omondi is talking about what? He's talking about changing the constitution. Jimmy Wanjigi is giving money to this crap. Is giving money to these young folks to go out there wamaandamane, so that when there's crisis, that's when they push these bills that we don't want. Unanielewa? Let me play you this as I continue. Sorry about that. I have to shoot. Where is this? All right. Hold on for a minute. I made a little bit. Okay.
Hawako kabisa.
Lakini umesema ni Azimio, lakini ni ODM ndio ilipeleka hiyo kesi.
Walipeleka kwa miamba ya Azimio na pale pia
lakini mheshimiwa uko very selective. Mambo mazuri mtachukua kama Azimio, mabaya utawachia ODM. You are being very selective.
No.
It's true. Kwa sababu hii kesi ni ya ODM, sio Azimio.
When ilipopelekwa kotini, sisi tulikaa pamoja kama Azimio, na tukakuwa na wakili wetu ambaye anaitwa Paul Mwangi, lakini wakili Paul Mwangi amekuwa pale beleni akifanyia kazi ya ODM na ni ODM wakili wa ODM. Kwa hivyo unapoenda kotini, you can always carry a party, either Jubilee, Wiper, ODM, you can carry Azimio, but utakuta ya kwamba hamuna kesi ambayo tumefile kama Azimio. Kwa sababu Azimio legal entity yake bado definition kidogo iko gumu. So we allow parties to go on behalf. Lakini wakitaka kusema, tunaweza sema hapa ndio ndugu yangu aende amelala jioni akiwa sawa. Hiyo kesi imeshidwa. Wale ambao wameshida mambo ya privatization act ni ODM, broad based government, wale ambao wako nje ndani na ndani.
Kimalizia tu Mheshimiwa Jeremiah Kioni, manake Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua ameomba msamaha na akasema we are sorry kwa sababu walitusmislead kumchukia mwana wetu ambaye ni Uhuru Kenyatta, na sasa tunaomba msamaha, tusahau yaliyopita, tuendelee mbele. La kwanza hilo. Pili ni kwamba ilivyo sasa, manake kumekuwa na swala la kwamba mlima umeguzwa, mlima hujaguzwa and all that, lakini kama ulivyosema ni kwamba as it is, the mountain is divided. Mheshimiwa Jeremiah Kioni,
ni si kusema the mountain is divided. The mountain is united than never before. Na bidii ambayo inafanywa kuchao ni kuhakikisha kwamba mlima umekuwa divided. Na hizi vipindi zote unaona zikiletwa kule ni za kuwa kusema ya kwamba itakuwa divided. Sasa utaona kwamba projects zile ambazo za Uhuru zilikuwa zimetupiliwa bali, utaona zikianza kufanywa upya, including ukikumbuka kuna hii Keno Marwa highway, super highway ambayo watu pale Karatina mpaka wa leo hawajalipwa ile compensation yao. Na pesa wale ambao wali FAD wameshapatiana, lakini ni kama lazima utoe hongo ili uweze kulipwa compensation pale area ya Karatina. Utakuta hiyo barabara imekwama pale, na imekwama kwa sababu wale wako pale hawajalipwa. Lakini nasema ya kwamba utaona vipindi vingi sana kule katika mlima. Watu wengi ndio walipigia Ruto kula kutoka mlima. Anahofia kwamba zile kura zote zitatoka kwake na ziingie kwa kikapu kimoja. Na tena hii mambo ya broad based government, naona hapa Sifuna mwenyewe ni kama mlimweka matatani.
Anasema not in opposition,
mmoja ndani
mmoja ndani.
Utamkuta Sifuna, utamkuta Babo Wino, akina Kajwang, wao wanasiasa chipukizi ambao wako na future kubwa sana ODM. Wanaangalia, wanaona pale hamna lao. Na utakuta ya kwamba bado William ako na hofu ya kwamba zile kula ambazo alikuwa nafikiri amehesabu Nyanza ni kama zote hazitakuingia kwake. Mambo ya AU, kwa sababu kwangu, na ninataka uniambie kwamba sio kipindi, kwangu pia ni kipindi.
Unasema ni kipindi
kwa sababu naona kama kwa nini mara Raila mimi nataka kumuona akiwa South Africa, awe Nigeria, awe akiongea na marais kule. Lakini siara ya German, China, US, hapo hakuna Mwafrika kule, ni Biden padigine, ni mtu anaita Chui, ingine naye ni.
Lakini kule China ilikuwa viongozi wa Afrika
wakasema ya kwamba tupe heshima ndugu, usije ukatukuta ugenini. Na diplomacy hapo tulikosea pakubwa. Mimi kama rais wa Kenya siwezi enda kukutana na rais wa China na wewe ujipe shughuli ya kuja kunikuta kule kwa sababu zako. Haiwezekani. Hapo ni kunikosea heshima. Na ndio kidogo ukaona itifaki pale, protocol hiyo ni bofu. Na ndio ukaona kidogo wakasusia ile breakfast ambayo ilikuwa imewekwa kwa na William Ruto. Lakini pia sisi ni wanasiasa. Na wakati tunatafuta kura hata ya ward, unatafuta agent mwenye anakubalika na watu. Ukichukua agent mwenye hakubaliki, kura zako zimepotea.
Kweli.
Raila ajiulize tena, huyu agent ambaye anaitwa William Ruto, kwa sababu yeye ndio chief agent wake, anakubalika na Waafrika, viongozi wa Afrika, ama akubaliki? Hilo jambo tujiulize. Tena tujiulize kama ilikuwa imefika mpaka Raila mwenyewe ameitisha harambee pale Serena, ili tuweze kumchangia kidogo ya aweze kufanya hii kampeni ya Afrika. Huyu agent wake mkubwa mwenye alisema ako na 460 million shillings ambazo zimewekwa kwa budget. Bora asifikii Raila wakati ambao unafaa. Sitawafikia kama vile tulikuwa na agent wa Azimio Kenya mzima ambao hawakuonekana kwa polling station. Wanataka watoe hizo pesa.
Lakini mheshimiwa, mbona wewe ndio unamlalamikia Raila? Raila mwenyewe hajalalamika.
Well, kwa sababu Raila pia alisema yeye ni kiongozi wa Kenya na Afrika mzima. Kwa hivyo ni wetu sisi wote.
Okay.
Na kila mmoja wetu ako na maoni. Na la pili ni kwamba mimi nilikuwa na imani kubwa sana na Raila katika Azimio. Na William pia alikuwa naona ya kwamba mwenye atamwangusha bila sweat ilikuwa Raila 2027. Kwa hivyo itakuwa sisi pia tuna uchungu kama ni kumcheza na mcheza. Na ukumbuke wakati alikuwa na marais hapa Ikuru, akina Museveni na wengine, launching Raila's bid. Alilaunch Raila Nairobi na yeye akajilaunch asubuhi mapema Kisumu. 3 days, 4 days akizunguka kule. Na alikuwa anasema sasa si niko na baba he launched himself. So hii kitu yote ya marais kuleta na Nairobi ilikuwa kipindi. Ilikuwa kipindi ndugu. Na hii vipindi na zingine za uchenzi. Kwa sababu pesa ambazo alizitumia afadhali angempatia Raila atembea Afrika mzima akajitetee. Lakini unalaunch Raila Nairobi, asubuhi yake unajilaunch Kisumu.
Kwa hivyo you can categorically say mheshimiwa kwamba Raila hajapatiwa chochote ya kuzunguka na kukampenia kiti ya AUC.
Hiyo nitamwachia mwenyewe aseme, lakini yale tunaona ni kwamba kwa nini haitiki harambee?
Lakini sasa mbona wewe unasema ni kana kwamba unajua, lakini unasema pia utamwachia zungumze. Kwa hivyo unasema
ni yale naona na ni
kwa hivyo hajapewa ama amepewa.
Ndugu, acha nikwambie. Jana William ameenda Ford Foundation.
Hujajibu lakini mheshimiwa. Amepewa ama hajapatiwa?
Okay. Ameenda Ford Foundation.
The same Ford Foundation that was castigating violence.
Alichukua microphone hapa Nairobi, akasema wale ambao wanafanya funding ya Gen Z ni Ford Foundation. Wacha nikupe ambayo hujui. Wale wenyewe wa Amerika walisema yeye mwenyewe ndio ataenda kwa Ford Foundation kusema pole. Hata tuma barozi, hata andika barua, yeye mwenyewe achukue mguu aende kwao aombe msamaha. He did it yesterday. This guy is embarrassing us everywhere in this world. Na ukisikia nikwambia ni kipindi, wewe mwenyewe angalia. Unasema you are impeaching Gachagua. Impeachment kwa sheria itarudi kwa impeachment. Inaanza article 144 na 145 inasema impeachment ianze wapi? National Assembly. Mugatana ndio huyo ametokezea na barua na ni wakili ya Senate. Hizi vipindi, hata vipindi pia fikiria kidogo, tucheze kipindi ambayo iko na maana. Sio kipindi ambayo mtu yote anaweza angalia na aone kwani kuna, hata kama hajui, unaona kuna dalili hapa si vizuri. Kwa hivyo ukiniuliza mambo ya AU, unaangalia unasema na hii inaonekana, ukiona dalili inaweza malizia kama vile tuliambiwa kwamba tuko na kazi 250,000 tumebatiwa na Wajerumani, na Wajerumani wakamuruka kama hajatoka Ujerumani. Sasa wewe ndugu niambie, ni jambo lipi ambalo William amefanya ndani ya miaka 2 ambalo linaweza kufanya wewe umwamini yale ameambia Raila?
Sijazungumza kuhusu kuamini. Wewe umesema ni kana kwamba una habari kwamba hajasaidiwa Raila na mheshimiwa rais kufanya masuala ya kampeni. Umezungumza ni kana kwamba hivyo. Na nimeuliza je, uko na uhakika na ukasema kwamba kweli hajasaidiwa?
Ukikuwa na mgonjwa hospitali na uite harambee, unaita harambee kwa sababu
mheshimiwa, ili nijibu la ndio ama hapana.
Hauna uwezo wa kulipia gharama ya hospitali. Ndio nawaita wa Kenya wa kuchangia harambee. Kwa hivyo sisi tunajua kwamba unapoita harambee ni kwa sababu hauna hela za kugharamia lile jambo. Kwa hivyo Raila alipoita harambee ilisema, na sisi wote tukajiuliza, yani zile pesa zote amekuwa tukiambiwa amepatiwa sio kweli. Wewe mwenyewe, hata wewe mwenyewe kama Mkenya lazima ujiulize ni yapi haya ambayo yanafanyika, na yale ya ukweli ni kwamba vipindilee.
Alright, Mheshimiwa Jeremiah Kioni, nataka tumalizie na
Sorry, I'm muted. But anyway, Kioni gave us his view on the vipindi that is describing as Vipindi. So you can see what's going on. I think he's not in or on the loop of what's going on between Ruto and Raila. I think Raila and Ruto have a deal and it's going on. It's been implemented. Kioni might not be part of it. Sorry, my hair is kind of messed up. Shit. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first part of this session. I'll stop here. Please subscribe, share, comments, like, and do all the good stuff that you need to be doing. I'll see you guys in a few hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours. I got to do something, that I'll be back, okay? Peace and blessings, and I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace.